What's up, guys? If you're checking out this video, then once again Thunder has decided to put me on the channel. And if that's the case, thank you so much, Thunder. Seriously, it means the world to me, and it means the world to many other content creators out there who get their videos featured on TSG as well. Seriously, thank you so much for everything that you do. But today you guys are going to be checking out a little Call of Duty 4 gameplay in this video. On the PC, of course, as you guys can tell, it's a modded lobby. But the good thing about PC is that these modded lobbies aren't bad. Nobody's going to be flying around or messing with you or anything like that. It's just Call of Duty 4. It's the same thing. The only thing they made different was different kill streaks that you can get. So you don't just get cut off at 7. You can keep going, get a care package, Predator missiles, AC-130s even. It's weird stuff you can get in this game. And the AC-130 absolutely sucks. I don't know. It's a mod, It's not like it's professionally made or anything. They did it to add some spice to the game. And that's pretty much it. You can see your KD at the top left and stuff like that. But besides those things, it's nothing really different about this game. But I really thought that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare would be the perfect game to showcase for the commentary that I had planned out for you guys today. Because today I want to talk about the cheese that is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And honestly, this game might go down as the cheesiest Call of Duty title ever made in Call of Duty history. Maybe Modern Warfare 2, maybe, if you really want to get into details. But I still think Call of Duty Black Ops 4 takes the crown for the cheese. But I wanted to show you guys some Call of Duty 4 because I thought this game could show you guys how simple a Call of Duty game could be, but still how fun it is, and how much time you could put into this. Honestly, I've only been playing Call of Duty 4. I have not been touching Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, let's be honest, with all the other Call of Duty titles out right now, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, if I owned any of those on the PC, I'd probably be playing those as well. But at the moment, I only have Call of Duty 4. But still, at the time when this game came out, it was so good. People were able to play this for the whole year and have no issues. And back then, you needed to have a good game. There was no such thing as people, continuously adding in content through their store to get more, currency for their game that they have here. They're monetizing their game. That wasn't a thing back then. So they had to make a good game that people would actually play. And it had to be good enough to hype them up for the next title that they're releasing. Because the only thing that they could sell was the DLC map packs. Now, Black Ops 4 looks like the complete opposite. Black Ops 4 looks like a half-made game that is just completely monetized to infinity, with a store that will never end and just constant ways that they could possibly take your money in this title. Completely disrespectful, but this game couldn't last for me personally because the gameplay wasn't there. Down at the core, the gameplay just wasn't there. In the beginning, I thought it was interesting. It was a unique twist on multiplayer, and that's what they've been trying to do. Obviously, they've been trying to branch out with the whole jetpack thing that they went off on. And now they're trying to bring 150 health into the game. At first, I was like, okay, it's a change. They're trying to mess with things. Just like how Call of Duty Modern Warfare is trying to mess with the minimap. No, they're just trying to mess with the core aspects of the game. Yes, it didn't work, okay? By the end of this game, I just don't think it worked. Once players started to learn how everything starts to be used in this game and, the 1v1 fights that you usually see in the Call of Duty game, because for a fact, in games that have 100 HP, if you stack with your teammates, you can get mowed down with them, especially if you're stuck behind them and you can't see the enemy. That's an easy two-piece for anybody. But in Black Ops 4, that's not the case. Even if you get lucky enough to mow down the first person, you are probably going to be near out of ammo for the second guy. And the second guy is probably already ready to shoot you, so you are already dead. Black Ops 4, it does not work. And stacking is a thing. Stacking is a very big thing. It's probably the cheesiest thing I've ever seen, with players that just take advantage of being able to group with one another and take advantage of 150 health per person. Another cheesy thing about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is just the specialists and how they made them in Black Ops 4. Now, specialists have always been cheesy, and honestly, I think it's just a better game without them. But at least in Black Ops 3, I could tolerate it. I could enjoy it. It made a little bit more sense, but with Black Ops 4, they took it too far. They took it way too far, because they decided that they were going to make it so you have 2 abilities instead of 1. Now, of course, you can change it out for a grenade or, what else do you get? Stuns? I don't know. I never changed it out. There was no point to change it out. Because why would you change out for a grenade when you could have 2 overpowered abilities instead of 1? Now in Black Ops 3 you had multiple choices that you could choose from. Right? You could choose between 2 different options, I believe, but then you could only have 1 of those options. So you can only pick 1 per specialist that you could use. But in Black Ops 4, let's say I'm Firebreak, instead of just a flamethrower, or I choose the next option, Black Ops 3, I get both things. I get the flamethrower, and I get the thing that I can slam down and burn everybody around me. I get 2 overpowered items instead of 1. You know, so they stepped specialists up another notch. They were like, okay, so specialists aren't that cheesy, right? So let's double the cheese instead of how it originally was. Why? And that's why I initially wanted to step back and show you guys some Call of Duty 4. Instead of any of the other titles, because in other games there is a lot of new content and stuff like that that you can mess with and more interesting things that you could do. But in Call of Duty 4 it was about the weapon that you were using. You had gun skill, and there was techniques in the game that you had to master to become a better player. There was no cheese, there was no crutches, and yes, there were tiny things in there that would still give players an advantage so they weren't getting completely whooped. But that's in all Call of Duty games. That's a mandatory thing. There will always be things like that. But in Black Ops 4, they took it too far, man. But in Call of Duty 4, it was perfect. And this is, like I said, I love this game, guys. Just look at it. Look at it. It's so awesome. So awesome. It's all about the basic skill of a player. And that's what I loved about it. It's so down to earth. It's just a hardcore FPS shooter. It's such an awesome game. But then another thing that I was thinking about when playing this game as well is about the weapons that you have to choose. And you know, we didn't get spoiled with new things that we could mess with. You know, the only thing we really got was maps. But nowadays, we get different weapons that we could test out or try or even play in the game, which is awesome. It's cool. But in Black Ops 4, they couldn't just allow you to have that. Of course, they had to turn it into cheese, right? It's no way they could allow you to have anything normal in Black Ops 4. So what they did is that they added weapons into the supply stream. They add these overpowered weapons that kicked complete butt in Call of Duty into a supply stream that you could grind. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Something that you put time in and effort in. Yes, it takes a while. Yes, I know, grinding up the tier list takes a while. But, you know, it's worth it in the end. And when you see someone on the playing field, you know, they earned it, right? But no, that's not how it is. Because guess what? You can buy tiers. And yes, you already know that everybody is going to buy through some tiers. And that will help people get it faster, whether they want to completely buy out the tiers, buy all 100, buy all 50, or they buy half of the tiers and then grind the rest. Whatever it is, you could purchase an advantage to get an overpowered item that will give you a huge advantage while playing it in-game against other players who just typically don't want to pay anything towards the grind and just enjoy the grind. They want to play your game and put in time and effort to earn something like that. But you're allowing other players to go around and pay for that and cheat their way up there and get it quicker. Get the overpowered item quicker. It's not like it's a cosmetic. If it was cosmetics, I wouldn't be mad. But it's not just cosmetics. It's overpowered items that help you out. So if they decided to make these weapons only earnable by grinding, let's say the tier system, you couldn't purchase any of the tiers and you can only grind to get those weapons, then I'll be okay with it. I'll be like, okay, you know, they're overpowered as hell, but someone really put in the time and effort to get that overpowered weapon. Then I'll be like, okay, now I want to grind. And that gives me the incentive to want to put in more time into your game, Treyarch. And this goes for everybody as well, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, whoever's designing the game. This is how you get people to play it. If you see a grind purpose, something that will want you to put in more time to give you an advantage over players, then yes, allow them to grind it. But the second you allow money to come in between that is when you completely screw up. That's when you allow players to get things faster than other players who don't want to do that, who just want to put into the time into playing the game. That's all that player wants to do. But now these weapons are being unlocked, and like the first day they come out, people are already purchasing throughout the whole tier list. So on the first day, people are already running around with the Stingray, and then the second day they get the mod. So they're blowing people up in the second day already. It's like it's insane. It doesn't make any sense. That's paid to win in every possible way. And that's not even the last thing, because the Stingray, as you guys know, wasn't in the tier system. Some of these DLC weapons are just thrown in the game for you to gamble for in the crates. You know, the only guns I could think of were like the SWAT and what's the other gun? Switchblade. It's a lot of guns. I just can't think of all their names right now. But there are guns that you grind. But you can either pay through the tier system, or when the tier system ends, they all get thrown into the reserves. And now you have to gamble to get your weapons that you want now. You either play the game a crap ton, which probably nobody actually did who made content for these weapons, because they need to get the guns. They need to show off this content. And a lot of other people do it as well. So they just pay through. They pay all the money up front, and they get these guns right away. And the cheese is unleashed. So honestly, I gotta say, Black Ops 4 probably will go down in history as the cheesiest Call of Duty game ever. And honestly, I don't think anybody's gonna look back at this game and want to play it again. Maybe for just, you know, giggles or something like that, but I don't think anybody is going to legitimately want to come back and continuously play this game. I think it will die out the second Modern Warfare comes out. Any game in the world is going to be better at this point, I think. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. And as always, thank you, Thunder, so much for featuring me once again on TSG. It really does mean the world to me. If you haven't already, make sure you check out his channel. He is an awesome guy. He does great things for this whole community. His main channel is 402 Thunder 402. And also, if you enjoyed this commentary that you heard today, you can always check out my channel as well, J-Bone the Man. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.